and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a video about some of my makeup favorites, like my current main makeup favorites. I don't know, I just always love watching videos like these because it oftentimes gives me new ideas as well as to how to use certain brushes or what products I should probably try. Like it's just a type of video I personally love to watch. So I thought I'd film one today. Just to be clear though, if I put every single product I love and every single brush I love into this video, we'd be here for the next 5 years probably. And you know, I've got a job and you probably have a job or school or whatever to do as well. So, you know, we don't have 5 years to spend here. So instead I just grabbed my absolute current favorites. Just made this very, very specific selection of some brushes and some products that I'd love to show you today. By the way, if you want to see like all the products I love using, you can easily just watch my makeup tutorials where I obviously use products I like. Or my Instagram where I always post, well, you know, below the photo I always post like the main product I use for the look as well. I'll put my Instagram name here below, by the way, in case you want to follow me, which I'd really love. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. First off, I've got some brushes, all 3 of which I actually use today for this look. This is, by the way, a tutorial, which I'll put somewhere up here. I keep forgetting which corner it is, but you'll see it appearing somewhere right now. But yeah, first off, I have this brush. Of course, with these brushes, you don't need the specific one that I use. I'm just really showing you it for the shape, and, you know, any brand with decent brushes will do. This particular one though is Real Techniques. I think it was a limited edition, but it's just a square. They usually, like, it doesn't have a name on it, but they usually just call it a flat, a flat contour brush, flat shaping brush. That sort of name it usually has. It's just pretty much a rectangle, sort of rounded off rectangle from the top, and it's flat and it's quite dense. So it is really good to apply a nice stripe and then just blend it out by tapping. I always blend it out by tapping with this brush, because if you rub it, you might actually rub off your foundation. Same with the jawline, forehead, and yeah, that's pretty much what I use it for. What I love about this brush specifically is, as you can tell, it's like a really sharp line. I didn't do cleanup below it, I didn't bake or anything. Literally just draw the line and dab it out and that's it. So it just saves time really, which is what I love about it. Then another shaping brush I have is this one. This is actually, wow, the name faded off almost completely. I think it was medium angled shading E70. I can still read it as E70. It was by Sigma, so yeah, if you want to see a complete picture of it, you can look it up under the name E70 Sigma brush. But anyway, yeah, it's just, I think I actually saw Chloe Morello use this in a video as well for nose contour. And I was like, hey, I'm not the only one, I'm not crazy. Because it's actually an eyeshadow brush. But I've been using it for you know, trip down memory lane for a moment. Back when I started out with makeup, this was like the first brush that I used to darken my outer corner and my crease. I just put it flat and then just blended my crease with it. And it actually worked pretty well. But then I discovered round blending brushes for the eyes. And it just worked a lot better. This one does do the job if you're in a hurry. Like, it works perfectly fine for that. But, I don't know, by now I just prefer to get more intensity by using round brushes and really build it on there. So this brush was unused for a while. And I'm the type of person who then feels sorry for the brush because I'm like, it's a good brush and now it's not being used, and that just makes me feel slightly guilty for some reason. So I always try to find a new use for it. And then I decided to try it for nose contour because it is quite thin and all, and it is a blending brush after all. And it actually works perfectly. I used it today as well. And yeah, just like it fits perfectly between like your eyebrow and a little crook of the nose here. And then you just drag it downwards, do the tip, and then you can just blend it out downwards as well. And it just works perfectly fine. And because it's very fluffy, well, I mean, it's thin and dense enough that you can put down the line, but it's still fluffy enough that you're able to blend it. And you're also very easily able with this to really build up the color, so you don't have like a very thick stripe immediately and then have to somehow blend it out, because the nose on most people is in the center of the face. So it sort of stands out, so I don't want a completely butchered contour job on it. Another brush I recently actually sort of rediscovered is this one. Like, it's just a eye blending brush actually. I use it for concealer. Interesting story, at some point I somehow found it necessary to buy a spare eye blending, large blending brush, to then realize that I still only grabbed my, for those of you who watch my makeup tutorials, very well known big fluffy black blending brush by Sigma. which I always use. This one is Boozy brush, by the way. But anyway, brands don't really matter. Point is, I always use the black fluffy brush because it's even fluffier than this one. So it just does the best job at blending my eyeshadow, really. To do like the final blend and also to apply the like base contour, eye contour color in the beginning. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is I ended up using that one a lot and still only ended up using that one, and this one was pretty much forgotten and just sitting there being jobless. Which once more made me feel slightly guilty about it, because I bought it and now I had to use it for something. So I decided to start using it for concealer, and for some reason after a while, probably because I was lazy and I used a bigger brush for concealer then afterwards. Yeah, I just used a bigger brush for concealer for a while and forgot about this one again, and then I sort of rediscovered it. Somehow. Yeah, I decided I wanted to make more of an effort at actually like applying a good highlighting concealer, and because I always do my eyeshadow first when I do a full look, because I don't want black eyeshadow to end up on my foundation. It was usually a thing with concealer that I would accidentally get concealer stripes over my eyeshadow. I did with this brush, and that's just the beauty of it, really. Like, it's dense enough, it's denser than my actual eye blending brush. It's dense enough to properly spread out the product and to press it into the skin. But it's still soft and fluffy enough, it being a blender originally, that you can just blend the concealer into your eyeshadow and just get that really nice softness there without any concealer stripes. Yet you can get into all the tiny little parts, like here between the inner corner and the nose where I really want it to be highlighted. And it just blends in with the foundation beautifully, and I just really love the skills of this brush with concealer. Then I have some favorite makeup products, and let's just start with the most obvious one, which I always use. Yes, my skin was itchy here and I don't want to scratch. But anyway, yeah. If you've seen my makeup tutorials, you probably have seen these like a million times. I wanted to mention it anyway. I'm tripping over my words here. I wanted to mention them anyway because I recently saw on Instagram that they actually released a lot more shades. Which I'm really happy about, because that was like the one thing I didn't like about this foundation. The color range was quite dreadful. Like, there were 3 shades and all of them were very pale. 2 of them neutral to yellow, 1 of them pinkish. And that was it. So I could never use it on other people because it was just a very limited range. And now they actually have very pale shades, middle shades and very dark shades as well. And I love it, and I really hope they'll be in stores in the Netherlands soon as well, because I really want to buy more so I can use them as a makeup artist. Because I love this foundation. It's the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I used one in 010 Light Beige, which is the palest one, and my neck is still slightly paler. But if I were to match my neck with my face, and well, if I were to match my face to my neck, you would all think it was a Halloween video. I'm that pale. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I love this foundation because for one, it's very liquidy, so it's easy to spread, and it doesn't dry too quickly, so I have time to like carve out my eyebrows first, then blend out the rest, without half of it being already dried out and all. And what I do on myself is I mix it with powder. It is mattifying, but I want it to be even more matte because I'm very oily, and with a little bit of powder added into it, like just loose powder mixed into it, it just keeps me matte hours and hours and hours on end, which I love because that's really something I struggled with for quite some time. To really, you know, stay matte for a decent amount of time. The coverage is really good. Like with a good layer you have like ultimate full coverage, but with the thin layers you still have a very good coverage. But it's still natural, and I just really love how it looks. It doesn't fade off on me. It blends well on my nose even, which is the thing some foundations have an issue with. I really love this foundation, and I absolutely love that they now actually have a good color range of it. Same goes for the concealer, really. The Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. I use 005 Light Natural, which is very pale again, because I'm a ghost. That's basically it. I just use a little dab of this in the inner corners, and then some dabs below there, and then I just blend it out with the aforementioned fluffy brush these days. It has a very nice coverage. It doesn't crease on me. I do set it with powder, because again, oily skin. But then it doesn't crease on me. It stays in place. It doesn't fade off. It doesn't wear off. It doesn't oxidize. Neither does the foundation, by the way. So I really love this stuff as well. Then a newer favorite of mine is the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Auburn. For those of you who've seen my eyebrow video, I mentioned then that I really wanted to try a new eyebrow product, but I never did because I was too much of a cheapskate to buy it. I did have money for it, I just didn't want to spend it, and then I finally realized I really want an eyebrow shade in like the right shade for my hair. And I might as well buy a good one, because why not? So I finally bought the Dip Brow Pomade by Anastasia, and I love it. I've been using it for like over a week now, and this is like literally all that's been taken out of the jar. A little goes a very long way with this. And also it spreads out very easily. Like if I apply a very thin layer, I can just dip in there and do pretty much my full brow and just have a very natural brow. This time I did use a little bit more to make a full sort of more Instagram-ish brow. I really love how versatile this product is. And by the way, the reason I picked Auburn rather than the paler, I don't know what it's called, but the paler orangey shade that they have, is because me personally, I like to have quite dark eyebrows, so I just felt like this would suit me better. Then lastly, I have a lipstick. This is actually, well, more of like a favorite shade rather than specific the product. I do love the product, I just gotta admit, I'm not sure if they still even sell it. It's really old. It's Ultimate Color by Catrice in the shade 020 Maroon, which is a very dark-ish warm nude shade, which is perfect for me because I feel like I have a pretty long face. So I feel if I do very nude lips, then it's just eyes and then a very large blank space down here, which is not all that flattering. So I prefer to use slightly darker shades on my lips as usually, and this is just a perfect nude shade to me because it's still pale enough that you won't see mistakes all that easily. Unlike with like a very dark color like this one. So yeah, you won't see mistakes all that easily, but it's still there, like it's still visible. And it does just fill in something here rather than leaving it all blank. So yeah, this is, if you're struggling with the same thing with nude lipsticks, this really is a shade I can recommend. And yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. I really hope it was useful to you, or at least fun to watch. If you did enjoy this video, please click the like button, it would really help me out. And if you want to see more of my makeup chatter, makeup tutorials, nail art tutorials, and whatever else I can think of, you can also subscribe to my channel if you'd like. For now at any rate, thank you very much for watching this video. By the way, if you have any like specific makeup favorites you want to share, please do so in the comments section. I'd love to hear it because I always love trying out new stuff. So if you recommend something I happen to be looking for in a specific product type or anything, I might actually buy it and try it out myself. So yeah, basically that was it for today. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you'll have a wonderful day and I hope to see you next time. Bye!